Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to episode 3 of my VCU RAMS Dynasty series on NCAA football. Hope you guys are enjoying it so far, even though we have started an abysmal 0-3. Before I get started, if you guys do enjoy the episode, please smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. VCU alum or anything in the old CAA, since VCU was in the old Colonial Association Athletics, I think. Please smash that like button and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. But getting back into the games, guys, 0-3 right now. We have a great shot against Boston College, who is 1-1 currently. We're on the road again, which will make this game extremely difficult. But before we jump into that, guys, take a look at our recruiting board here. We are just trying to dive in and get as best wide receivers and cornerbacks and, free safeties, defensive backs as we can. Offensive line is another area of concern for me, especially having Brantley Jackson, Bo Jackson's nephew, on the squad. He's going to be a stud, and he needs a decent offensive line in front of him. Even though the team will get a little bit better year by year, we're trying to see if we can stack up that offensive line as best as we can. But other than that, guys, let's jump right into the game right now. And, you're going to see that it's raining. It's at night, and it looks a little foggy as well. And as our first play of the game here, Franklin takes it. A nice run right here for a nice about 12-yard gain. And we get the first down. A couple plays later in the drive here, Franklin looking gets sacked, unfortunately, making it 3rd and 14, long third down here, as Franklin drops back and tries to hit, and does hit the tight end, Dale Childress, who only has a slow 71 speed. But moving later in the drive here, Jackson fumbles the football, and we had to give it up early. And look at this also, we also give up a face mask. So not only do we give up the ball, but we give them an extra 15 yards, which is a terrible start for VCU. I mean, it is our first year, so you can't really expect too much, but you want to come in with as much optimism, and it seems like it's getting shut down as of right now. As the second play of Boston College here, quarterback drops back and hits their wide receiver on an out route, who just takes it 20 yards and just makes us look really weak. Couple plays later, hands it off to their running back, who has a wide open hole, no one near him, as Jonathan Hillman takes it in for the touchdown and gives the Boston College a 7-0 lead. Couple plays into our next drive, hands the ball off to Jackson. He takes it nicely up the middle for 8 yards. He is a beast. I just love using him, that strength and power. Very next play here, hitting Dominic Burley, who hangs onto the ball, gets that first down. Couple plays later now, 3rd and 4 here, drops back to pass and finds Childress again, who hangs on, gets the first down. He's been pretty huge part of our offense this year. 3rd and 5, trying to hand it off to Jackson. He gets lit up before he even gets to the line of scrimmage, making this a very tough and very long field goal try as we try and kick it. And he puts it through, guys. This was a heck of a shot. You're going to see the replay right here. See how close it was to being short. It literally came within about a yard. And we're in the game. We've got our foot on the board. We're good to go. And hoping that we can make some stuff up here. Second play into Boston College next drive, as they hit their wide receiver again. This time Jeff Smith, as he takes it for the first down. 2nd and inches, so a couple plays later, we are running a pass play again, looking, can't really find anything, and then throws it, but gets picked off by Vance Walker. Oh my gosh, there was a perfectly timed interception, just stepped in front of that pass, giving us some, hopefully, a little bit of juju going right into halftime, because there's 53 seconds left, and you guys notice we do have 3 timeouts. But unfortunately, nothing was able to come of that, as we are now in the second play of Boston College drives. Wide receiver just dominates our cornerback out of the bump and run, and he just is able to exploit it for about 20 yards here. A couple plays later, 3rd and 10, looking for the stop, and Henry jars the ball loose, forcing it 4th and 10, giving our offense another opportunity to do something here. Just kidding. They are going for it 4th and 10, guys, because they're out of field goal range, and the quarterback drops back, and we hit his arm at the last minute, forcing the turnover. They probably had an open receiver in the end zone, but fortunately for us, our line was able to get there. But as you guys see here, 3 and out, and we got to punt the ball back. They have their punt returner, their star in the back, breaks 1 tackle, breaks a 2nd tackle, breaks a 3rd tackle, and literally does not do anything but run a straight line down the sidelines for the touchdown. Like, this was absurd. I could not believe that this just happened, because he was swarmed by guys, but Tyler was able to do the unthinkable there. Next drive for us, 3rd and 5. We're dropping back, and for some reason, the wide receiver glitched wide open, and luckily for us, it was an interception. We gave the ball back, 3rd and 6 now, and we get another interception, guys. Our 2nd defensive turnover of the game, which is huge. Unfortunately, we're having trouble doing something with it. 3rd and 2, handing the ball off here to Jackson, and he is stopped about 4th and inches here, guys. But we are going to get on that ball, and Franklin is going to do his best to do everything in his power to get that first down. It's only inches, and we could potentially get it, and Franklin does. Scramble, slides for the first down, hoping that we can sustain something in this drive because it's late in the 4th quarter here. 4 minutes to go, and Burley was open again, but he drops it. Can you believe that? Wide open, no one even on him, and he drops it. But it's all right, have no, because Burley's back. Just makes a beautiful 16-yard catch after missing that one. But we are going to have to kick the field goal here, 4th and 10. And we do put it through. Another long field goal by our kicker, who has been clutch for us all year long. Trying to stop them, first play of the drive, and this is basically just opens up the game right here. We had to get a stop. We did not get a stop. They're almost in field goal position. Very next play here, the quarterback perfectly executes the option as he pitches it last second, allowing their running back to score for the touchdown, bringing us back down 21-6. 56 seconds go, 4th and 6 here as we hand it off to Jackson, and he is able to break a couple tackles for 14 yards as we try our best to do something here because we really need a score. We are in desperate need. Still getting those first downs here as we run the read option successfully. 2nd and 9 now. A couple plays later, Franklin drops back and finds Vickers for the touchdown, making it an 8-point game, trying to do the onside kick here as we are unsuccessful. Anticlimactic, but unsuccessful. They kneel the ball down. Game is over. Take a look at the stats here. You know, Franklin not a bad game. 10 for 18. 1 touchdown with a couple drops, couple key drops, which really put a damper on the passing game. Taking a look now at the rushing game. Brantley Jackson, 23 carries, 64 yards. We tried our best to get him in the game, but our offensive line and Brantley wasn't really doing too much, unfortunately. Franklin ended up 5 for 4 yards on the run. Taking a look now at our wide receiving stats, Childress led the team with 3 catches, 30 yards. Burley had 2 for 33, but 1 key drop. Vickers 2 for 42 with that great touchdown catch, and a couple more drops, 3 total. Not a good game by the receiving corps. It was raining, but regardless, you're a receiver, you're there to catch the ball. Take a look at our defensive stats now. We didn't do too bad. 4 tackles for losses, no sacks, but 2 interceptions, 1 by Clements and 1 by Vance Walker. Hopefully that's something that we'll see in the future. Now taking a look at our team news that we got here, we have 2 players ready to visit, a 79 overall JUCO transfer quarterback and a cornerback at 68 overall, which is very, very exciting. Next week, since we simulated, we had a bye week, and this is that week's current news. We had a couple recruits that visited. Michael Williams got a plus 100, not too highly recruited. It looks like we got a couple decommits because we had a couple guys from Nebraska, Connecticut, Clemson that took a couple of our recruits out of us. We also got a couple new recruits that are looking at us that are ready to visit as well. 2 cornerbacks, hoping to rack up a lot more than those 100 recruit visits because those were not big at all. But as we take a look at our next week game, guys, we have Georgia State versus VCU, the old CAA clash. Actually faced both of these teams in baseball. Dominated versus Georgia State. I was all right against VCU, but a lot of fun nonetheless. Georgia State is a newer Division I school as VCU is in their first inaugural season. So we have a great chance here at a victory because they are mainly 70s, low 70s, high 60s in their ratings, and we're in the Georgia Dome here in Atlanta, so this is gonna be a fun one, not only for the freshmen of VCU to experience, you know, the city life and all that, but this is gonna be a game that we can hopefully turn it around and get our first victory in Division I football. Jumping in now to the first play from offense in the game here as Georgia State return the kickoff and they run a halfback draw up the middle, and no one wants to tackle him as he takes it untouched up the middle for the touchdown. We are down 7-0, 62 yards. Not a good start here, but we are able to get a little thing back here with Jackson. Great start, 8 yards on that rush here. Very next play, it's starting to look like Jackson might have more of a breakout game this game because they do not have as big or as strong as the defensive tackles as the other teams did in the past. 2nd and 6 later in the drive here. Franklin drops back and hits Burley for a beautiful 20-yard gain, making it 1st and goal, allowing us to get that momentum back that we were missing as we hand it off, and Jackson takes it untouched for the touchdown to tie the game. Exactly what we needed right after our defense gave up that touchdown. Very next drive for Georgia State as he tries to dump it off to Glenn Smith, but he gets lit up. That very next play here, 2nd and 13, tries to run a screen, but for some reason the quarterback hanging on to the ball way too much as we get an easy sack to make it 3rd and 24. Here we go, 3rd and 24, guys. They're running another screen play, but they are not able to do anything, even though their running back broke the tackle. 4th and 8, we're 4th and long, excuse me, able to get the ball back and get a couple first downs. As you guys are seeing, we're moving the ball, passing the ball, which has not really happened too much, as Franklin drops back and hits Vickers, who gets absolutely annihilated, but holds onto the ball. 3rd and goal, a couple plays later, Brantley takes it right in for a 2nd touchdown. And honestly, guys, I think that's our first lead that we've had in Division I this late in the year. Very next drive for Georgia State, trying to run the read option was not successful there at all, as we stuffed that out. A couple plays later in the drive, 3rd and 2, and I think it's their fullback, just breaks a couple tackles for a 10-yard rush, just making us look like he can run over anybody here, as they hand the ball off a couple plays later to Glenn Smith, who picked up his 2nd touchdown, tying Brantley Jackson with the most touchdowns in the game with 2. 3rd and 9 on our next drive here. Burley starting to catch the ball. I did find something out. I had not been using the conservative catches, which I will be doing in the future, because I don't want my guys to break tackles. I need them to catch the ball when they are open, and that has really been helping me this game. As you guys notice, that a lot more guys are holding on to the ball here, especially with that one getting lit up. And late in the 3rd quarter, guys, I do not know what happened here, but there was a glitch. As you guys will notice, these next couple highlights before the 4th quarter will not include the time as well as the score, the quarter, anything, as Franklin takes a huge carry for 28 yards. As you see, a little glitch where the length of the score would have actually been, as Brantley Jackson spin moves, takes it up to 1st and goal, and we are in the driver's seat again. Hands off to Brantley Jackson, and he takes it in for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game to make us go up, I believe, 21-14, since I cannot see the score right now. We are now letting them drive the ball back, as their quarterback just throws off a defender. It wasn't even fair. Like, sometimes the guys throw us off. 2 broken tackles just embarrass us here, as it's still currently in the 3rd quarter, as they find their wide receiver, who's able to get out in front of Vance Walker to make it 1st and goal. I'm not sure what play it is in 1st and 2nd or 3rd goal, but they are running a play action pass here, as the quarterback drops back and finds their wide receiver to tie it up 21 apiece. Now notice that we are in the 4th quarter, since the scoreboard is back. 1st and 25, quarterback finds his guy, and a couple plays later, 3rd and 8, we are doing our best to try and stop this, and we do. We make it 4th and 13, guys. We have a great chance to make something happen. I am letting the clock run down as low as possible, as we're just going to be trying to run the ball, run the clock out, get that last score to hopefully seal up this win, as we're constantly just running the ball out of the shotgun and handing off to Brantley Jackson. He's able to pick up 5-10 yards constantly. 2nd and 8 here with 29 seconds to go. We passed it, but throw an interception. Oh my goodness, exactly what I did not want to happen. But fortunately for us, our defense holds strong, as we get a huge sack here. And even though Georgia State calls the timeout here, and somehow Georgia State is forced to punt with a couple seconds left on the clock, Vance Walker returns it only for a couple yards, but gets us to about the 52-yard line. 4 seconds to go now. We're just going to try to do a Hail Mary, lob it up, and see what happens, as Franklin has a weenie of an arm, as he is not even able to get it to the end zone. But that's all right. We have Brantley Jackson, and we are in overtime now, guys. 1st set of overtime. We are just going to be running the ball. Franklin takes it and does his best to dive in for the end zone, but does not make it. But that's all right. We'll hand it off to Brantley Jackson, who gets his 4th rushing touchdown of the game, giving us the lead 28-21, as we are trying to stop them here. 4th and 2, and they score a touchdown. I could not believe this, guys. 4th and 2, they tied up 28 all. 2nd round of overtime. We get a sack in the 1st play to make it 2nd and 16. Very next play, our defense is just thriving off this right now. 2nd and 16, dropping back, and they're trying to run the screen, but we hit him again for another stop. 3rd and 20, we stopped that. 4th and 20, guys. We have the game won if we're just able to stop them here. And for some reason, our cornerback gets glitched, leaving our wide receiver wide open for the 4th and 20 conversion. And I just could not believe how that just happened. We had everything set up, and then Brantley Jackson jukes a guy out of his shoes here, giving a nice 1st down here. Hands it off to Brantley Jackson again, who is a foot away from getting his 5th touchdown here, as we do a quarterback sneak, taking up the middle. But Teeds wants to end the game here instead of prolonging it, as Coach Teeds wants to go for 2 with the read option here. Hands it off to Brantley Jackson. Center gets pushed back, and we leave with our 5th loss. Cannot believe what just happened there. Take a look at our stats here, as Kenny Franklin had one of his best games, 11 for 15. Only interception though, no touchdowns, 122 yards. Not a bad day passing, but it was all about the run game today. as we see that Jackson, 30 rushes, 145 yards, 4.8 average, 4 touchdowns, 50 yards after contact, and Kenny Franklin added 6 for 50. Just a great day on the ground. As we take a look at our wide receiving stats here, as you notice, the big thing, 0 drops, 8 catches for 89 yards for Dominic Burley, his biggest game of the year. 1 catch for Leonard and 1 for 23 for Vickers. Not a bad day. Defensively, we did all right, nothing too crazy. A couple sacks and about 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tackles for losses. So overall, defense did really good, but we did not do enough to win the game. And unfortunately, the bad luck does not stay there as we take a look at our team news and see that we have a bunch of recruits that locked us out. A lot of high tier ones, which we probably weren't going to get, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we do have one that has a visit. Other than that, though, we were locked out or our guys ended up committing to other schools. So we have to take another approach on this for the next coming weeks. But that is going to end the episode, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I know we didn't get our wins. We were this close to getting our wins, guys. But next week, I promise we will get a win. I'm going to do my best to get us one because we deserve one. VCU has played hard, and we need to get above that hump just so we can get our first win so that pressure and that monkey is off our back. But if you guys enjoyed the episode, guys, hit that like button if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Other than that, guys, I will see you next time. Have a good one. Peace.